Hi there and welcome in my next video. This video will not be a lot about the code, but it will be about images again and sprites making, because I think it's really important. And to be really honest, the train I had here looks really stupid, and you would think that I'm like an idiot that I can't make really good sprite and texture. So maybe what you have not seen in the videos, I added here a light. So when the train moves, the light moves as well, creating really nice light effect. Next thing I added was the shadows of the pylons. Those shadows are drawn when the train passes by, and it is right that the pylons really make this shadow, so it looks pretty cool as well. And next thing I added was the train 2, which you might not be able to see here, but it's the light, but it's flipped, so it goes from the bottom side. So there are now passing two trains. One is visible and making noise, and the second one is not visible but making noise as well, but here is visible only the light effect, so I think it's cool. And now I realized that the train looks pretty stupid. Like, what the hell is it? Like, yeah, it's supposed to be old subway that is really a place where you would not like to be. Rusty, terrible, dirty, stinky. So this is what we want to make. So yeah, hopefully you share the enthusiasm. Yeah, so I'm here in the Photoshop, and you see I made few changes. The idea is that I will still have the train carriage like normally, but there will be several textures that will be saved separately. So I've got here one separate texture, and you see that it also shares the bottom of the train, the really part of the train. This is done by using eraser. And as I said, it has width and height of the resolution of the game, so we don't have to check for location and alignment. We just draw it on 0.00 with the width and height of resolution, and everything is done for us. So yeah, and the idea is that I will name it, like, for example, graffiti 1, the other stuff graffiti 2, graffiti 3, and it will just choose random of those pictures for each carriage that will be passing by. So maybe sometimes it might choose either graffiti, either the blood here, either the smudge, but sometimes it might choose nothing, which would be pretty stupid. But I would say that at least the smudge here, this one, should be part of every single carriage, because otherwise it would be, I think, really stupid. If you have a look at the carriage right now, where's the blood? Here. So it looks really stupid. That's, yeah, just stupid. So I think this, not this, this might be part of the train every single time. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save it like file, save it as. I save it separately because maybe later on I will want to make nice normal train, I don't know. So name it smudge basic, just to know that yeah, smudge basic, which should be part of the train as every single time. So we've got it here. We've got also the, yeah, and I've got here the smudge entire, so I might move the smudge a little bit, like so. And not to make it same, I will make a selection and transform it and flip it, so it might be like this. Maybe I will rotate it, free transform, and rotate it a little bit, and maybe scale it a little bit, so it might be yes. So now if I move it a little bit, oh god, if I move it down a little bit, it will cover the entire train. So what I need to do is again get the selection of the train. By the way, this tool and control and click on the picture of the train, and then click on the rusty layer and control C, control V, and delete the previous rusty layer. So you see that this was the basic one, but this is the but this is the increased one. So if two of those will be drawn over it, it would be, in my opinion, pretty awesome. But you see that there is a problem that it's not showing in the window. Yes, so control Z. What the? What the hell? So yes, so now we go to the selection and we add to the selection this. The window should be part of it, and we do the exactly same thing as we did. What the fuck? This is... What the fuck is wrong? Yeah, it's strange, I would say. The layer seems to be stupid. Yeah, it is like here stupid. Yeah, but who cares? So we have here a layer. I again transform it. So might rotate it a little bit, might scale it a little bit, might move it a little bit. So like so. Here it will be a strip, like yeah, it will be a strip of something, but that doesn't really matter, I would say, because I might smudge it later on, no problem. So like so, enter, and we've got it. So again, make a selection of the train, add the window to the selection, and cut it off the picture. So you see here is a something like a, it's not really nice here. So take our trusty smudge tool, smudge it, make it a little bit bigger because it doesn't really matter. It is supposed to be some smudge that, yeah, and so on. So we've got it, rusty, terrible, stinky, yeah, something. And when we put those two together, it looks much over, like, yeah, it looks like it's stupid texture over it, but I don't really think so. That's a problem. So select which of those will be the basic train. I would say this one, because I think it looks pretty cool. Like, it is rust. You see the orange, it's like rust. So it's supposed to be rust. So file. Wow, let's say that I save it here, like file, save it as, like smudge basic. That's what I have. So I will save this one, like file, save it as rust. So yes, and here we go. So the blood is saved, I guess. It's not, so save it. File, save it as PNG, and let's name it blood. And the graffiti is saved. So for now it will be everything. So save the entire project, and we will move on to the hierarchy. So here we are in the subway. So the good idea would be to create a subfolder for the train, because there's a lot of textures for it. So train, and move in pretty much everything that has anything to do with train. There's a question with the shadows, but I would put it there. Not the phone. Smudge basics, rust, and that's it. So move it here. As well, in the project, here in the content arenas in subway create a folder named train. For this purpose we will delete, and now let's check layer 2, no, not this one. Train, train 2 and train shadows will be deleted permanently. There is nothing to be afraid of because we have a backup here. That's why I've told you that you should have a extra folder somewhere else with the resources. So here to the train folder we will add all of this, but now make here a new folder, and that's that should be a folder containing all the pictures that might be drawn over the train. So let's say additions, well, maybe flourishes, no, some nice name. Let's name it graffiti, because it won't be everything graffiti, but I think that might work. So put the blood and the graffiti one and the smudge basic to the graffiti, move it here. As well as here to the train we will now move all of this, move it to the train. Well, it will be copied, so no problem. So now it's there. And here in graffiti we should name this more wisely. So let's name this, rename it to 0, rename this to, because it doesn't really matter what is the name, it will choose one of those and it will draw that. Well, one of those it will be choosing, it will be deciding whether draw or not, but yes. So all of these, and now when we go to the subway, give me a second, I have to find it. Yeah, a lot of structures here. So when we go to arena subway, load struct, yes, so here is train sound, phone sound, map theme, and to make this a little bit more organized we should add a new struct inside the load struct. I don't think so I explained you well this type of loading. I reworked the map, but for now just name it a textures struct. And inside put all the textures that correspond to it, and make here a public texture struct textures to be able to access it. So now we have a lot of errors, I guess. Of course. So we'll move all of this just somewhere else to make it nice. So struct dot textures dot, and now train 1 pylon shadows, it will be in arenas subway, and now train, need to go to train folder, and then we need a pylon shadows, so they are there. I renamed this because there is a L, so train shadows, and here the sound that will be here, let's say, no problem. And well, don't worry, I will explain later what changes I did in the map, because it's more complicated, it's really high level. Well, I will explain that later. So now do the textures. So struct dot textures again, train 1 texture, it will be arena subway train, arena subway train folder, so train folder, and inside it will be a train, and this will be exactly the same here with the train 2, and the map layers are insane. Yeah, so just struct.textures.map layers, and here struct.textures and texture. So go again to the textures here, and we make here a list of textures. It will be last list, I guess. So list texture 2D, and let's name it additional textures to train. Well, on train or on train. Well, additional textures train. That would be no on train. Just to it will be like we will realize that we are drawing it on train. So additional textures on train. So when we are loading it here, no, I have to go to load. So here we should add few more layers, a few more textures. So struct dot textures dot additional textures on train, create a new reference of the array. And now just go ahead and add few more textures. So let's say that we would like to add, here we have the Rust PNG here. I don't know why is it here, but yeah, because that's the basic texture for the train. Well, it's okay. Go to textures again, and right here, public texture to be train Rust texture. So this will be the train Rust texture that will be drawn. So we first have to define it. So textures dot train Rust texture will be content load, and it will be train and Rust. So subway, then train, and then Rust. So that's it. And now to add the textures to this, to the additional textures. So first it will be blood. So train graffiti, double F, graffiti. There should be, the spelling should be different, but I don't mind it. Blood, and we might use add range to make it nice. So add range, and it will be blood as well as, oh, right. So now just change the name, so to graffiti 1, graffiti 1. Smudge basic. No. Well, that doesn't matter. Now smudge underscore basic. And what's wrong? Yeah, this is wrong. What's wrong here? No overload text-free arguments. Oh my god, a collection, are you kidding me? Why is this overload so stupid? Okay, we will make it like so. So add the texture as well as here, and that's it. So here we go, and we make the new arena with the struct. So go to the subway, and we should, here is the loading struct. So take all of this, I guess, and put it into this struct. Oh, wait. So here we will have a textures, and the textures, put them here, but yeah, instead of those, put them here. So now change the properties. So transstruct dot textures. Oh, we can access it like so. Nice. So here just delete this and make those static, cause yeah, make it static. So here add just the namespace, the struct, and now struct dot textures dot, and everything will be okay. As well as here, just modify that. Now struct dot textures map layers, and as well as here, as well as in the drawing methods, of course, texture struct textures. God damn it. And now, yes. So draw train. What's wrong? Yeah, it's texture struct. My bad. So now here is the drain train shadows, and we should, here is draw train. So it draws one carriage, so this is the carriage. So now draws the rust. Well, why to do it like this? We make here a new void. So private void draw one carriage. It will accept arguments x, int x, int y, which is the location. Width and height will be every single time same, and of course the texture. So I guess the texture is not important. Yeah, the texture is important. So texture 2D train texture, and now bool is train up. So that means that if the train is up, so we might then draw over that, for example, the rust or something. But if the train is down, we can't draw over it some graffiti or something, because it's only the light. So now we will draw the carriage. Well, we will take this method, put it here. So draw it to the x, we've got here, to the y, we've got here. Width and height is same. The train texture will be here. So yes, we need a sprite, sorry. So sprite patch sprite, and the sprite will draw that. That's alright. So now we have drawn the basic well, it's the light, which will be down, or the train. So I will make here comment train or the lights, or the lights only, depends whether is up or down. As I say, comments are everything, they will save your project. So now we have to determine whether the train is up, and whether it is up, then we will draw something else, some further textures. But if it is not up and it is down, there is no reason to continue, because we can't draw any rust stuff or something like that. So we will make the life easier now. Here we will substitute it with the draw one carriage, and we put there. Oof. Yeah, I need this here. So draw one carriage, and we put there just the transstruct x, the whole window y, which is pretty much 0, but Yeah, it's really better every single time refer to the variables, because you can later on change it without problems. The next argument we require was texture. So it will be the texture here. And now bool is train up. So in this case we are not sure. Well, we will use this one. So texture struct is train up, and sprite that is gonna draw it, so it will be sprite. So now we have it everything in one method, and it draws the one carriage. And now if the train is up, draw the carriage behind the first one. So we will use this again, and the location X will just change to this what we've got here. It was pain in ass to code these locations, but it worked, so I'm happy. So make sure it's same. So delete this, and this is necessary to have here the if, because we are changing just the location, and here else, so the train will be down. So we will just again change the location X, which will be plus here. Y is same, and pretty much everything is, in my opinion, same. So now you might ask why the hell I did a new method there. Hold on. I have to make it nice here. Nice. So now I'm referencing to this method, draw one carriage. So now if the code goes here, so it doesn't return, we are drawing the carriage that is up. So we might choose some other textures. So first draw rusty texture that should be drawn every single time to make the carriage appear old. So you see I'm writing those comments every single time, because you might then be able to understand it. So what we are gonna do here is to just go to the text to the train struct. Yes, go to texture struct and choose here one of those. So let's say train rust texture. Well, where are the other textures? They are not there. Are you serious? Well, so the rusty texture, but now I have to check it. Here the texture struct. Here is the loading struct that has here the map layers. Yeah, additional textures on train, and they are here as well, but they are not static. So additional textures on train, we should in the load, in the constructor here, we should assign it. So train struct dot texture struct additional. Wow. Train. Why the hell? So additional textures on train will be struct dot additional textures on train. Why I can't see that? Tell me. Yeah, finally. So now it's assigned, and here we go back to draw train. Here, well, draw one carriage. Draw one carriage. That's vital. So now we should choose randomly draws additional textures. Textures. So here we should make it a little bit more tricky. We'll make a random here. Random r equals new random, and we will loop through for each. we will look for each text. Hold on, I have to get to the structure. So we will look through all the additional textures. So for each texture to the T in additional textures on train. And the reason why I'm doing it is quite simple. So let's imagine we have there a texture for blood and texture for the graffiti, alright? So first one will be the blood, and here I will write if r.next 0 to 100. So this generates you a random number from 0 to 100. So if the number is bigger than, and now you might choose whatever you want, so let's say 50, which will be 50% chance. So if it is bigger than 50, then we might go and draw the texture, else it will go to next texture. So no, this won't work. Oh shit, I made a mistake, really big mistake. Yeah, Jesus Christ. And that's really, I think, simple, because the draw method just draws the train, and it draws it just at different location, and every single time the location would be changed, it would choose whether it will draw the graffiti or not. So it will later on be flicking there like really stupid. Yes, this is sad, really sad. Well, we have our train texture, train structure, but that holds only variables. Well, we have to create a new structure, but I don't feel like doing so, because it will be really messy. Oh, so, well, anyways, here we have the, well, I believe that when I comment everything, it will be hopefully good to understand, even for me, because I also need to understand this, maybe later on when I want to change something. So we have here a train struct, so make here a summary. All variables for train. So for example, location, textures, and so on. So here will be texture struct, which are the textures for that are all the textures. So type here a summary, all texture, all textures. And now I will make here train up structure. Train up draw _ structure, and I have to comment it. So let's say that this will be a structure for the train that is up. So really all the textures that will be drawn. So list of textures in order for the train that will be drawn, and we will make here a list, so name it train layers. So now if we go to draw one carriage here, to make it a little nicer, so we will look for each texture to the T in now train texture, train struct dot, and now train up draw structure dot train layers. Of course this will be only for the train that is up. So here we will write if not is train up. So we will change it to if train is up, then we will draw just the texture for the train, and we will return because that's it. We will return. So else draw train that is up. That is up. So we will loop through all of these layers, and let's say that those layers will contain also the basic texture for the train. So all we have to do is to copy this method, put it here, and change the texture to T, and that's it, everything. You see, I don't have to bother with locations and everything, it's done for me. So I will make here return because I might need the code here, maybe sometimes, not this, but this one. So now we have to choose when it will be when we will choose the textures for the train. So it might be, I guess, in the update train. So here we see train goes. So the train is activated, and yes, wow. Shit. There is serious problem. Because we are drawing two trains really behind each other. So we should have here in train struct array of those train up textures. So array of those. Or we can make here train 1 and train 2, but that will confuse us. At least me. Ah, god damn it. So be it. So we will make a list of this train up draw texture. No, think about it. God damn it, I have to make it clean code. I'm now getting to making, because I have here only one variable, so that will be really stupid idea of making array of those. So make more of those list here, but we have to name it correctly. So name it train layers carriage 1, and now train layers carriage 2. So it will be pretty much for each carriage. So here we will loop through the texture dot train carriage 1, and we will draw it. Why to do it so stupidly? Go to draw train. So here we draw one carriage, and if the train is up, then it will begin. So this draws the basic one carriage, and this draws the carriage that is behind it. You see, I didn't have here a comment and I'm confused. Yeah, I had. It's on the top. So we have to make it organized. So we will put this into the if the train is up, and we will put it also if it is down. If the train is down, so it will be here. So we no longer have a problem with so here it draws one carriage. Let's make it in quotes because it won't be carriage light, it will be light only because it's down. So now it just changed the texture, so we don't have to bother. So put it here So it will draw the texture will be train 2 texture, and here it will draw train 2 texture again, and here if the train is up it will draw train 1, not train 1 texture, but it will draw, yeah, this is the problem. So texture struct dot train up draw structure dot and train layers carriage 1. It will draw all the layers 1, and here it will draw carriage 2. So we might accept here as the texture, we might accept list of them. So list so here in the draw train up, so it will draw the carriage slide. There is no really reason to bother with calling. Okay, I'm now making some shitty changes, I know, but bear with me please. I will then explain everything. The X changes, the Y will be here. So yes, and we do it once more. So sprite draw. Give me a second, we will understand everything. Struct X, struct Y. Well, I hope it will work. But I guess so, because I'm not changing. It looks like I'm changing a lot, but I'm not changing anything at all. I'm just, to be honest, I am changing just the binding of the methods, not the variables. So there shouldn't be a problem. So let me explain. When we draw the carriage slide, we just can call the sprite.draw and we draw the texture, because it will be every single time just one texture, nothing else. But if the train is up, we will call this method, and for this purpose I will rename it to draw one carriage of train up. So we will see that this is unique method for drawing the carriage of train that is up. So now we may delete this. We may delete also the bool is train up, because it will be every single time true. So again, here delete this argument, we don't need it anymore, and as well as here. So that's it. So here draw train that is up. So we will look through all of the train layers carriage 1, as well as for the train layers carriage 2. So the location, no, I'm doing stupidity. Put there the train texture, because we are changing it, sorry. So into the train texture we here load the train layer carriage 1 list of the sprites. We also change the X, Y, so it should be done. I won't make here a break. So first of all, we need to choose the textures that will be drawn, which will be quite more challenging, but it might be done. I consider making here new class for train and new class for phone, because well, not yet. So here we see train goes, so it sets it to activate it, and here is a frame switch. So here when the train goes, we should choose the textures for the carriage. For this we will create a new method again, so public void choose textures for train carriage up, and we will parse here like a ref the list of the textures too, because we want to know for which of the lists we want to change it. So whether for the list of carriage 1 or list of carriage 2, because one of the carriages might be still displayed, so we don't want to disturb it. So this will be done later on, so I write here not finished. This helps a lot because when you later on are looking for mistake, you find here this note and you see that it should be done. So now when to choose it, when the train goes here, so the train event is turned on, we should choose the texture for the train carriage. And as the texture we will use train struct dot textures struct dot no texture struct dot train updraw structure dot, and now for the carriage 1, because that will be the one that is displayed, and it will be like ref. So it chooses it for the train 1, and now when it's activated, then it chooses for the frame switch, and it just changes the location. So there is no problem. Well, there is a problem. We have to choose in what direction it goes. Yes, so here only if the train is up we will choose the texture for carriage. Well, otherwise it wouldn't really matter because we will not be drawing it anyways, but we don't want to make obsolete things, because the computer can do a lot, you know, but it shouldn't do obsolete things. It will be slower than, yeah, it won't be, but it shouldn't do obsolete things. So now train is no longer in window, so here else, yeah, it will return. So when we are here in the code, the train is no longer in window, and it will be moved like to next position, so it will appear like the other train. What we are doing, I will show you texture. Well, to understand it, let's say that we have here a train. Let's say that we have here a trains, okay? So those two carriages, I make them smaller to fit. So let's say that we have those two carriages, and this carriage is actually going now to the window, and it goes there, and then when it realizes that the X location is same as the window, so basically when now the train now would be entirely in the window, and when it realizes it, so if it would change the location X, then there would be nothing because it would just move the texture. So that's why we draw there another texture behind, so it appears like we have two carriages. And same thing happens when this carriage is now entirely in the window and the application realizes it. This carriage, what the fuck? God damn it, why is this so stupid? Windows 7. So this carriage is no longer visible because this carriage is entirely visible. So we might change the location of this carriage to move it here, and the whole loop begins again. So we are just repositioning two textures to make the effect. So when we now here, that's here, if the train is up, it changes the location X to 0. So now we should choose the texture for train carriage up again, because it's the train up. So choose it, and there is a question whether for train layered carriage 1 I think it's 2, because well, we will see. So let's try to run it. No, 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 no. We need to go here into the choose textures for train carriage up. So to the list we will for sure add the train texture train struct dot textures, and it will be train 1 texture because that's the basic texture of train. We should write it here, basic texture of train. Then we might add the rust texture, which will be train rust texture. And now we should loop as I did here somewhere. So this one is no longer referenced. It is. Why? Yeah, it just loops through all of these. Nice. So we will copy this. Well, cut it off. Delete this because no. I take it all because then it will be right. So we get back to the update train. No. Choose textures for train carriage up. Paste it here. Draw rusty texture for that should be drawn every single time to make the carriage appear old. So cut this and put it here to make it nice. And now we will randomly draw the additional textures, and it will be randomly choose additional textures. So if it should be chosen, then it is added to the list. So list add T, and that's it. So now we should run it and we will see what will happen. To make this, we will have to wait for the train, so that's not what I want, absolutely not. So find our references, change it, not, well, 10, no, here, delay between train, 20 seconds, let's make it 10 seconds, that would be good. So I choose a Sub-Zero. And now the train should go. Come on. Oh, an error. Train 1 texture is null? No, list is null. Wow, I'm idiot. Nice. So we should now write that the list or list equals new list of this to delete the previous textures. Yeah, rename this to list because that's better. So now run it and it will be alright. So off we go. I will be really surprised if it would work for first try. It not usually works for first try. Come on. Ooh. So that's the bottom one. Oh. So there is a problem. So when we draw one carriage of train up, train texture is null here. Why is it null? Yes, because we didn't add to the I guess. Well, let's make a break in the subway constructor. I want to see whether I add all textures. So these are the map layers. Here is phone. Hmm. Yeah, here additional textures of train. There are 3 of them, so train 1 texture is there. So let's go here, we will see. So now the additional textures of train, they are all there. So just go to the choose method, choose textures for train. So we are choosing the train rust texture that is null. Got it, nice one. So we have to assign it there. Train rust texture is null. In load structure it's there. I didn't just put it there. So so train struct dot texture struct train rust texture equals struct dot train rust. There is not a textures dot train rust texture. So this should be it. Hopefully I said it. We will see. Make a break, run it. Oh yes, so train rust texture is texture there, so now it will work. That was just small error. So hopefully it will work. I'm sure it will work. So you see the VS screen also works. That's pretty cool. Oh, so what do you get? Oh, you see that nice rusty train? Awesome. God damn it. Wow. That's awesome. But we have an error, so null except null reference. So what the fuck? Train texture is null. Why? Why is it null? So train layers carriage 2 is null. So the assigning is not done properly. So we will stop it and have a look. Put this off. Have a look at our references of this. So when the train goes, it selects the textures. And now, if the X is bigger and if the train is up, it chooses the textures. So okay, I have to break it down because so we will see, because I have here break for choose textures for train carriage up. Well, so now it calls us because it's activated, and I want to see whether it goes here, for example. It goes here, and the layers, yes, it so step out. So now it is the textures are there, so location is set. So I don't know what is the problem really. Now it goes again, it chooses the oh wow, so Oh, thought I have it, but well, no, that is just frame switch. No, train is no longer in window. So that is, I guess, right. Now it works. So what the fuck? Well, I might do here one more thing, maybe here adding the layers for, yeah. So we will wait for the train again and we will see. Each carriage should be different. You see? Oh, each carriage was different. Nice one. But obviously, mm, wow. So the error was maybe here because when it starts the train, it might, yeah, it is not necessary, but I would choose the textures for the next carriage as well because that's just to make it, yeah. So now last try to realize whether it works. So now it should be working, so that each carriage will have different textures, or not really. Some might be same. Um, it might be adjusted, maybe that for, yeah, you see, awesome, nice. So I think it looks pretty cool, like, yeah. And if we add more textures, then the carriages will be more different, really. So here we have only those three textures that are changing and choosing, really. So let's have a look and do few more. So we go to, yeah, we save the project, that's important. So let's say I go here to a train, and let's say that here we have the graffiti, this one, so the blood as well. So let's say we would like to change the blood position, or no, that would be stupid. So here is the train, we put there this, so to see that it is really the basic train. So what might be changed here as well? So let's have a look to some more rusty stuff. Maybe some window crack. So window crack. You'll see that there is a window crack. There are window cracks. It might be applied here to the windows, but it won't be a lot of visible. So maybe some dirt, old, yeah, dirty old town, maybe. No, I need something that is dirt, like texture for something that is really, oh yeah, this might do it. So yes, well, there would be a lot of work to get it off. Yeah, this might be good. This might be also, yeah, awesome. So copy this, paste it to our Photoshop. So this is just how the textures are done. So again, we go to selection, color range, and we put off those colors, so we get only this. And now I might want to get only, oh, you see, that would be, wow, cool. Well, so let's try to reposition it. It might be like so, but I would like to make it for example, well, make a copy of it, make a copy of it and hide it. So I would like to make it for only one side of the train, so it might be only here. We cut off this part, really. So we have here only the part that would correspond to the train. And now let's have a look at it. It looks pretty stupid, but we use eraser and everything will be alright. So eraser and make it like 22. 22 is well, maybe 51. Yes, that might do us a nice fade, I guess. So yeah, just now here at the window the rust should be really less because of so like so, and you see the rusty, not the top wouldn't be rusty, but would be rusty only a little bit, and the entire really top and so on wouldn't be rusty so much, but the bottom would be rusty a lot. So you see this would be the door. We might also put here that this part will not be rusty at all, so you might play with it, maybe get off those parts so it will be so that's it. It's everything about the textures. The black part of course shouldn't be rusty as well. So off we go, and you see that the train is really, it starts looking really old, so it depends whether all the textures will be there or not. So this looks really decent in my opinion. So file, no, save only the rust part. So file, save it as a, we go to train graffiti and we name it a 2, no 3, no 3, sorry, 3, save it. Okay, so now save this this Photoshop file, go in here, go to the C#, and from the folder we will add those pictures there. So here you see here is a train, and here is a graffiti, blood, graffiti 1, smudge basic. So all we have to do is to delete this and change the name to, well, additional, no, wanted to change name, additional textures, and in that it will be changed also here to, okay, so change this folder to additional textures as well as we had it here. It's opened in program. Wow, yeah, I have to close this Photoshop and we rename it to additional textures. So in here we've got those, we put them to the additional textures because the names should be same, and now we run it and there will be error when loading, but it will take us to the class where the loading is done, so it will be faster for us. You see error, so stop it and change the name. Here we have the additional textures, so we change the name to additional textures and it will be 0, 1, 2, and the 3, which is the new texture. So now just run it and it should be done by itself. Yeah, the textures look stupid, the character textures. You see? Oh, well, it looked a little bit weird, so mm, yeah, but it's really about the idea. You know, we will have a look to the Photoshop to see the result. Train here. So each train will have different texture, but well, I think it's really, it should be a little bit more, a little bit less. Um, yeah, I think a little bit more decent. So this is the basic rust that is at every single train, so that's alright. But here is the additional rust, which is in my opinion really a lot. So the additional rust, I will move it to the, we will flip it and we will move it to the other side of the train. So now it, in my opinion, looks pretty cool. Yeah, why not? So like this, and also when we this one is really, it should be less. Yes, we choose here a opacity and we make it smaller. So you see it, the opacity is not really so, yeah. And let's say that we change the color, so color, and we will colorize it. So now it's blue, it might be more blue, so you now see it, it will be stupid, so let's change it to red and make it darker, so it will be, yeah. Oh, you see, wow, that's awesome. You see that, that's making the train really, you see, dark, smudgy, and oh, wow, cool. So we might, if we make it, yeah, this would be really darkest, which looks stupid, so I would make it like so. That might be it. For this texture, this should be also a little bit less visible, just gentle, because that makes it not really making the textures, that will look stupid, it also looked stupid, so make it gently like so. And now it might be it, so actualize the textures. Now we have to make sure we save the right textures to the right places, so train additional textures, PNG. So this one is this one, save it. This one will be the second, I guess. This one, yeah, that's it. That's nice that we see it. And nice. This rust is PNG, and save it like, wow, no, it was in here, the rust here, that's it. So it will be just nice. The blood, save it as PNG train. And I must ensure you that the more textures like this you will have, just then the more different the trains will be, because now it looks maybe really stupid, because no, save this, close it. Oh, yeah. So I just put it here, the textures in there, and replace them. So now it looks maybe stupid when the train passes by, that for example you see that you see that the graffiti texture, you see that the train carriages are not really so different. But the more textures you will be, the more awesome it will be. So yeah, we see for example the blood like every single time maybe, but if we put there more and more textures, the the carriages will be really different every single time. I promise you. But that's just about making the textures and adding them there. But this is just to give you a basic idea. You see that all you have to do is to add it to the list and nothing else. So I think it's nice. But I promised you to explain the arena, which I will do now. It won't take long and then I will end the video. So how the arena is done. In past I had there a class arena and I made list of arenas, and I wanted to make for each arena a event or something like that, but I realized that it's impossible because if we go to the subway, you see here the loads of code I've got here only for the subway map because of the events. And now imagine it would be class for all maps. That would be hell lot of code. It will be confusing, stupid, and you will lose yourself in code because you will not realize what belongs to what map. So that's why I in Arena Manager made a list of objects. And now I must say it was my idea, as everything I'm writing here, all the code is from my head. Except few exceptions, but all the ideas for the writing is from my head. I didn't copy the ideas from internet. I take only its sprites, but I didn't know how to call the methods if we have the object of the arena. So this was what I used from the internet. It is here, call method in arena. And I use this one. This code is from internet because it is really high level and I don't have the knowledge. Well, I knew I didn't use it, so I didn't know that. You don't use it so much, like object, but here it is important. So to explain that, we will have the array of objects, and yeah, to understand this, you will have to be really writing code for a long time and understanding the C# completely, otherwise you won't understand it anyways. So we have a list of objects, and as you know that the object may be everything. It may be class, structure, whatever. So this is what I do. It might be the subway class, but it also may be another class with another methods and so on. But what we will do, we will call only the update method and draw method. And what will happen in the class here, that the update method will do the stuff and call the other things, and it will behave its own way, but we will have it here in list. So here in update all, we call method in arena, update method, which the code is here. Basically what we want to do, we've got it like an object. The current arena here is an object as well. So we get type of the object. We realize that it is a subway, and we make a new method info, the method, and we get the method, the name of the method from the type. So it goes to the subway and gets the method, and then it calls it. Really easy. But this is from internet once again. Thank you guys, you helped me a lot. So this is not code from my head. Now the draw arena, it does the same thing here, but it calls the draw method, and that's pretty much it. So now we can add here new classes for each map that will behave. It must have the update and draw method, but it may call any other methods that might be inside. It may have different variables, different structures, different textures, and that's it. Different events, really. Now I have only the load struct, because when I'm loading the subway, I might put all the variables into the here like an arguments. But do you imagine it? It would be absolutely stupid and terrible, long as hell. So I put there the load structure that I create here when I'm calling the constructor. I have here the structure that I created here. So notice that this is loading only the subway map. And imagine you will have more maps. That's quite interesting. So I might make here a region subway map, just to know that, yeah, it will later on mix together, which is not what we want. So and the region, and yeah, so that's it. So hopefully guys and ladies, hopefully you liked it. If you liked it, if it worked for you, please write a comment. This is obsolete. Please write a comment that you liked it, like the video, subscribe if you want to see other videos. I will be making more, of course, so you don't miss it. And as always, if you have some question, you might ask it on our Facebook page, on my Facebook page really, or just type it, send me a message, or in the comments. It might be whatever question according to computers, not only to programming, but yeah, really, if you want to explain, for example, how some applications work, how yeah, I might be able to do that. If you have some project that you don't know what to do, you are stuck at some question, you don't know how to, for example, make the input or something, or you have code that doesn't work for you and you have no idea where is the mistake, you might send it to me, but please send all the code, and it will be better to add some comments, because yeah, really examining someone else's code is it's really hard. And even now I don't expect that someone would write the code from those series. Those series are not meant to be like someone would write the code. Well, because I'm not including all the code. It would be impossible, because it would take a lot of time, and I don't have a time every single time to make a video from the coding. I sometimes have to concentrate on writing the code in the harder things, for example defining the damage at the frames. So really the idea of those videos is to just give you the ideas, really, how to do that, because that is, in my opinion, really important. The code is just, yeah, it really matters on the ways how to do that, because you might do this in many other ways. Some might be better, but some might be really bad. So instead of torturing yourself and trying to write it in your own, you have here ideas on how to do it. So that might help you in making some fighting games. The system might be same, so it really depends on what you want to do. But you see, I'm not really finished with the application yet, and we have here a lot of classes and so on. So yeah, well, to the frames, my friend who helped me with the per pixel collision, I didn't know a lot about it. He is a beginner, but yeah, he learns well. So yeah, hi there. He helped me with the with the per pixel collision, but it didn't work yet because I have here some issue with the frames. and checking for the frames, so I have to make it. So he is making the frames for the animations for me from the Mortal Kombat 9. um, Hopefully he will manage to do that. You see that I've got here the Sub-Zero outdated. Some of those frames I did. So he is continuing trying to make the frames. So um, well, we will make this game, I hope, awesome, at least farewell to the original, but it will be for PC, so it will be maybe awesome. If you don't want to miss the release date, subscribe, like, comment, share, and yes, see you next time. Maybe if you have some ideas how to make the map better. I don't have really good fantasy, you know. That's why I'm getting the ideas from the original games. So if you have some ideas, write it in the comments. I will consider them, maybe add them to the game. So yes, see you next time, and thanks for watching.